Okay, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, and great millstone, who do rule well and teach well, and are the true leaders of Israel today. Shalom to the hopeful elect, and you I can push in his word throughout the four corners of the earth with all truth and sincerity, and your few sisters, you Aquat, that do believe on the names of Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai. Shalom, shalom. So this is Jay's American Auto Sales. Okay. And mind you, a boxer posted this. You see that blue check right there? NASA warns of, quote, internet apocalypse, quote, that could disable the internet for months. And then what you have down here, he says system reset before the new money system. So Esau Edom is getting ready to start filling up his belly when you read that in the book of Job, right? But nonetheless, what does this entail? The famine of the word. So you Jakes that keep playing around, keep trying to wait till the last moment to get right. And if you are, you are in the last moment, man. So it would behoove you to get right now, okay? This is the book of Amos, chapter 8, verse 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, right? Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And what is one of the main ways that brothers, hear the words of the Lord? Right, through the prophets, through the men of the Lord that are out there in the highways and the byways. And where are they mostly stationed at? Through the YouTube. And I was just watching, GMS LA right now, showing you that, hey, the Lord's getting ready to shut this thing down. Right? If you're not studying, you're not trying to build yourself up in this truth, not trying to gain as much wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to sustain yourself for the times to come, then, hey, bro, pray. Because that's what you should be doing, right? That could disable the internet for months. Let me get this. Verse 12, and they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. You don't want to be those foolish virgins, man. In the book of Matthew, the 25th chapter, let's get it, bro. You don't want to be those foolish virgins. This is Matthew 25 and verse 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps, and took no oil with them. That's them watching these lessons, right? Those that, hear but don't do the will of the Heavenly Father. That's you not stacking up no oil. They that were foolish took their lamps, right, that light, and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps, right, making their calling and election sure, striving lawfully, studying, watching lessons, taking notes, going to camp, making their own lessons, praying, fasting, charity, etc., and doing all that good stuff. Verse 5, while the bridegroom tarried, right? Where do you read that? Where do you also read that word tarried? Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter. And though it tarry, wait for it. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. And the foolish said unto the wise, give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. This is y'all spiritually going into the men that have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, asking them to break things down for them. But the wise answered, saying, not so, lest there not be enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and go buy for yourselves. And while they went to go buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. And we were reading Ezekiel the 7th chapter yesterday at camp. And what are we doing? We are making you guys ready, for that war. We're making you ready to meet the Lord. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came. Right, you decided to wait to the end to try to get right, and you're putting off the Most High till things really started happening. And they that were ready went in with them to the marriage. Those that were, striving lawfully and doing, the best that they could to please Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right, they were already ready and went in, and what happened? And the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, right? Those other 5 that were foolish, that went to go buy Salakia, that oil. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour when the Son of Man cometh. Right? This is why the scriptures also say, Blessed is he whom he so findeth come doing the work. Let's see. Yep, this is the book of... Matthew 24 and verse... I'm going to start at 43. But know this, that if a good man of the house had known and watched... Salakia. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched, and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. Therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh, who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season, ? Who then is the faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household, to give them meat in due season? This man. Blessed is that servant, whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Doing what? The work. Verily I say unto you, and he shall make him ruler over all his goods. This is the book of James 1:22. But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. And we all claim to love the Most High, don't we? But what does love entail in the scriptures? Love is the keeping of the commandments. And it is a commandment to keep the precepts. It is a commandment, to do the work. Right? It is a commandment to, study, to read, etc. Also the dietary laws and, really all the laws. But, of course, what we can keep on this side to the best of our ability, because the law can't even save us. It's all through grace and mercy of the Lord. But nonetheless, the scriptures say, because grace may abound, shall we continue in sin? God forbid. So no. So yeah, man, time is short. And that's what warns of internet apocalypse. You got to make sure you're doing all to withstand in that evil day, bro. You do not want the internet to go out and there you go, and you only have one page of notes. You're not even built up like that, and you've been knowing about the truth for a minute. Okay, because of course we understand that we're gonna have those that are gonna wake up at that last minute, right? But you don't want to take chances and try to act like you're that, that's your lot. Okay, if you've been knowing about this truth for years, man, you should be on your shit, bro. NASA warns of, quote, internet apocalypse that could disable the internet for months. You don't want this shit to shut down and you're just there through. Okay, I know I don't. Let me get this book. Let me get the book of Ezekiel, 12th chapter. This book of Ezekiel, chapter 12. and verse yep, 27. So like it's not 27. Is it? No, Salakia. It's Ezekiel the 7th chapter. Salakia. Yup. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7, verse 26. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest and counsel from the ancient. Right? They're going to be seeking a vision from the prophet. Let me get this. Yup. This is the book of Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 26. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. And that time when the internet shuts off, right, and they're getting ready to implement that new system, because that new system, right, that digital system is going to be, ran through new laws and new legislations, which is going to not allow us to teach certain things. There was an article that brothers posted on YouTube going into how we could be arrested for hurting people's feelings. Okay, and what does that entail? If you're not following under the ways of Esau, Edom, this new system that's going to set up right there, this image that's going to be ran through that little C-hip, that little device, that mark. If you're not, in his image, and you teach against it, or you go after, different philosophies or way of living than his, well, that's going to be you, being imprisoned, right? And this is going to be that time that the Lord is going to, shut our mouths up, bro. We're going to be dumb. We're going to act like we don't even know what you're talking about, right? We're going to let now your left hand know what that right hand do with, right? We're going to be, in Jacob's trouble, like if, we don't even know, we haven't even opened the Bible up, okay? We're going to be acting dumb, and we're not going to be reproving nobody no more. We're not going to be out there telling you to stop doing this. We're not going to be in Jacob's trouble, and you're over there fucking getting ready to, eat a piece of, pork or something. We're not about to smack it out of your hand and be like, hey, you can't, you need to repent, bro. We're already at the end. Nah. Things are going to be too hot. And nonetheless, it's prophecy the Lord is going to do this. So we don't even have no say in it. So that's why you don't want to be those that need to be reproved in that time. You want to be a reprover, right? A prophet, really. Proverbs 22:3, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished, you see. Hey, in that time, we're not going to be out there, out there in the highways and the byways, trying to teach. Esau Edom has his troops set up and all that, right? Lockdowns. Just that video of that girl, she was kind of breaking it down a little bit too. How, the reason you're seeing a lot of this military activity is because they're getting ready to, shut down the grid, bro. They're getting ready to shut this shit down so they can implement that new system. Esau has a short time. But with that, I don't want this lesson was edifying. Shalom.